Welcome back to Off-Season Outlook. In today's episode, we're going to be going over the Vikings quarterback room. I'll just keep it straight. The Vikings currently have the worst quarterback room in the NFL. They cannot go into the 2026 season with a J.J McCarthy, Max Brosmer quarterback room. Not with Justin Jefferson on the roster, not with an expensive defense, not with the talent they have on the coaching staff with Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores. Look, this team is built to win. And I've got some ideas for how they can shore things up. Tyson Bagent is the name that I don't think has caught a lot of fire, especially compared to other quarterbacks circling around the Vikings like Kyler Murray, like Mac Jones, even Malik Willis. I think Tyson Bagent could be the answer here for the Vikings. And let me explain why. First off, let's just get into his asking price. Brad Biggs, who's an insider, Chicago beat writer from the Chicago Tribune, he's reported that it's going to take almost a second-round pick or picks equaling that value for Tyson Bagent. I think that's a little steep. Tyson Bagent has 4 starts. They all came in 2023 for an injured Justin Fields. I wouldn't give up that much draft capital, but I think that it's a little high right now, especially where we're at. But I don't know. Chicago's looking to sell high, that's for sure. It's a dry quarterback market. There are not a lot of free agents, so Tyson Bagent could fetch a pretty big asking price. Listen, Tyson Bagent is under contract. His contract extension, 2 years, $10 million, could be up to $16 million with incentives. Doesn't kick in until next year. Listen, that's pretty cheap, even for a reliable quarterback, too. Caleb Williams has never missed a game in 2 seasons. He's pretty reliable. And I think Chicago, Ryan Poles would be willing to sell high on Bagent, especially in this dry quarterback market. So I think he would be available. I don't know about giving up a second-round pick, especially since the Vikings don't have a lot of draft capital. But here's why I really like Tyson Bagent as an option for the Vikings. The concerns around J.J McCarthy have been that, listen, he has not had competition in the quarterback room throughout his career. They tried to retain Daniel Jones to give him a competition. That didn't work out. He ended up going to the Colts. Max Brosmer might be the worst quarterback in the NFL. He was not going to give him any competition. Tyson Bagent will light a fire in J.J McCarthy. And J.J McCarthy, or 9, is known as a high-octane guy. So I think he would respond to this. Tyson Bagent is an undrafted free agent success story, played at D2 Shepherd University. D2. Now, he was incredible, but that's a hell of a story. Listen, Tyson Bagent coming off a year under Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, he knows that system, he's learned it. This is a quote from Ben Johnson. He wants to do so well, and he wants the team to do well. He's so serious about his job, he's always locked in. Listen, Tyson Bagent is a guy who came into the NFL, he won a quarterback 2 job as an undrafted free agent D2 rookie. That is incredibly impressive. I don't know if you guys have watched Hard Knocks when the Bears were on it, but he was a major character that they focused on. His engine runs hot. He works hard. Tyson Bagent, if you did a little research on him, he is a CrossFit maniac. That's all he does during his off season is work out and get better at football. That's the type of guy that I want in my quarterback room. That's the type of guy who I think will come in and give J.J. McCarthy a run for his money. Listen, if you're J.J. McCarthy, you see general management give up some pretty good draft capital, especially if it's a second, third round pick for this guy who is unproven, who is looking to cut. Listen, J.J. McCarthy doesn't need a mentor. Okay, you can't bring in an Andy Dalton. That's not a competition. Okay, J.J. McCarthy knows you're not going to roll the future with a 42-year-old Joe Flacco with Andy Dalton. Tyson Bagent is 25 years old. He's gone up. He's progressed everywhere he's gone. He would give him some real competition. What I don't like about this is that Tyson Bagent is coming from a divisional rival in the Chicago Bears. I think the asking price is going to be high. But the Bears do have a lot of roster turnover this year, especially on the defense. They need draft capital to shore that up. Also, like I mentioned, dry quarterback market. They might be looking to sell high on Tyson Bagent. I think this could be really interesting for KOC and the Vikings. I think Bagent checks all the boxes. He's cheap. There's one thing that you can get a guarantee is that Tyson Bagent is going to come in and he's going to elevate the quarterback room. In work ethic, it's there. It's there with Tyson Bagent. I really like this path forward for the Vikings. I think it's a great option that they're not really looking at. Obviously, with Kyler Murray, the Vikings have a lot of big contracts. They don't have a lot of cap space. I know the Kyler Murray contract situation is not as scary as some people make it out to be. He's got about a $19 million base salary. Malik Willis, they're obviously priced out of. Aaron Rodgers, like I said, I don't like the idea of bringing in a mentor for J.J. McCarthy. You need to bring in a guy who has a realistic chance at starting. And honestly, I like Tyson Bagent more than trading for an Anthony Richardson. Why? Because I think he works harder. Anthony Richardson has had injury problems. He's tapped himself out of games. I don't know if he really wants it as much as someone like Tyson Bagent does. I think Tyson Bagent really fits. I think he really fits here. And I think at the worst, he pushes J.J. McCarthy to his limits, and then you can see what you really have out of J.J. McCarthy. And if not, Tyson Bagent gets a start. He might take off. He can run. He's like 6'3", 215. He's a big body dude. Worst case scenario, he's only on the books for $5 million a year for the next 2 years. Pretty cheap. Mac Jones, his asking price is way too high. I think Tyson Bagent could be where the Minnesota Vikings decide to go with it. And I think it would be the right decision.